The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, it's time for the 10-minute drill. We've got
Yes.
Get Smart John coming at your way today rather than tomorrow. Don't ask questions. Just follow our format. I think some stories, I'd like to combine a couple stories together here to start things off, and that is with the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that needs to lose their last two games. Sounds weird to say this, but I'm sure glad they're not playing the Steelers any of the last 2 weeks.
They already
Man,
did.
Pittsburgh is bottoming out fast,
Yes.
dude. They are falling like a rock down the standings. It started when you lost at home. It really started the week before the loss to Washington when they barely beat a Baltimore team that was like half staff.
Yeah, but they had a 14-0 lead against Washington and blew it, so
Yeah.
that stands out. And they're not playing good football. Like I said, it could be a lull. It doesn't. You don't think it is, but they better turn it around quick. And now they got two tough teams. So they blew two that they should have won. They should be 13-1 and cruising, and now they're 11-3 and not looking so good. And there's pure panic. And I'm sure the Steeler fans are killing Tomlin over it.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen enough now to say this with the Jags and the search for the GM and the coach. It appears to me, and again, speculation and the way things are done in the NFL, it looks like we're not doing the opposite. It looks like a lot of teams now, and I think the Jags are going to do this, hire the coach first, then the GM. And then the coach, like in Buffalo, they hired McDermott, and he helps pick the GM. So the coach has, big names do that. Andy Reid, obviously, in Kansas City, it worked for them. But there are a bunch of look at what's going to happen in Carolina now, or with the Washington football team. Ron Rivera's in charge. So I think we're kind of going to a different model. A lot of teams are going to that different model of coach first, then the coach helps pick the GM, as opposed to the GM gets hired and then the GM picks the coach. I wonder if the Jags are going to try it that way. I think they might. So,
Well, it's kind of funny. There doesn't seem to have been much movement at all when it comes to the GM
right, so
search.
that's why another reason why.
Way ahead. Maybe there is a plan there that they feel that they, maybe there's a wild card. Maybe there's something to Bill Cowher coaching again, or something along those lines.
Has he been down here? Property?
What would you feel about if Dabo Swinney is ready for a new challenge and Trevor Lawrence gets the Jags job?
Fine with me.
Would you be comfortable with a college coach moving up with him?
Give it a shot. Why not?
Well, why not? Because if Steve Spurrier had moved up with Danny Werfel, whoever took those two would be very disappointed.
Well,
it doesn't always work.
With all
is
due
I'm
respect
saying.
to Danny Wonderful.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Pete Carroll is a guy that comes to mind, right?
Yeah. But he had the NFL before, including a head coach in the NFL before. But
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. You mentioned FSU basketball. The one thing you didn't mention, when UCF beat them in Tallahassee, which snapped their winning streak.
Huh?
And UCF also, everybody raves about FSU's freshman, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Scotty Barnes.
the best freshman on the court that night was a kid named Isaiah Adams, who's from Jacksonville, went to Paxton High School and went for about 20.
Yeah.
Had a big night
I'm
against
surprised
the
he ended up at UCF.
Yeah.
Wasn't he going to go to Tennessee at one point?
I don't know. No. I think another kid went to Tennessee.
Oh, another local kid.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to the Knights.
Yeah, well, you don't know this either, but they also hung a final 2021 Final Four banner in the gym after the win.
And rightfully
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, they beat a
It
Final
makes sense.
It only makes sense that if you beat a Final Four caliber team, then you, in turn, are a Final Four.
Boy, sad news from the league with Kevin Green passing. That's terrible.
Yeah, and now we live in a world with so many concerns around the sport of football that we'll wait on the on the cause of death.
Yeah.
Way
too young.
Whether or not, all the hits to the head.
Right.
I mean, I believe, and I don't want to speak ill, but I believe that Kevin Green was associated with steroids at one point.
Don't know.
Yeah, so you're concerned if any of those lingering effects helped cause this, because 58's way too young.
Yeah.
Kevin Green had to wait too long to get into the Hall.
I'm glad he did. He got in 4 years ago, and when you saw him there, he looked fine.
They messed around. They messed with him, though. He deserved to go in right off the rip. I mean, number 3 in the history of the league in sacks. But, I'm with you. That was That was sad news to hear that yesterday. It seems as if 2020 just gives us one bit of bad news after the other. We've talked about James Robinson as a Pro Bowl snub.
Yeah, that stinks.
If there was ever, I know this would be great for your cachet and your resume, and he should be on there, and I want him on no matter what. But James, if you're listening right now, at least,
and I know you are,
at least you get to avoid what the NFL is calling this year's virtual celebration. Sounds like a chore to me. Sounds like if there was ever a year you don't want to be in the Pro Bowl, this would be the year where the league is going to count on you for a, quote, virtual celebration. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
After a pandemic-laced year where any and every protocol has just been thrown for a loop, yeah, you should go ahead and devote some of your postseason to the NFL's ridiculous virtual celebration.
Well, they say, and I was looking at our friend Pete Prisco, and he said Robinson, Garrett Bowles, DeForest Buckner, Demario Davis, J.C. Jackson, Jesse Bates, Trey Hendrickson, all snubbed for
none
Pro
of those
Bowl.
guys are as big a snub as James Robinson.
Yeah.
If you're a running back and you're third in the NFL in rushing, you're a Pro Bowler. And look, Nick Chubb, I get it. He helped the Browns. You know, he's going to go over 1,000. By the end of the year, he may have more yards than James Robinson. I don't have a problem with Nick Chubb. Josh Jacobs does not deserve the Pro Bowl berth over James Robinson. That's a joke. Josh Jacobs deserved to be a Pro Bowler more last year, Dan.
Yes.
They're just wrong. I'll give you
100%.
one. What about that Packers tight end, Robert Tonyan? How's he not on there?
Tonyan is Funyun, in my opinion.
Tonyan's got 50 catches, 10 touchdowns. I mean, Evan Ingram is terrible. He's got 1 TD. That was like the biggest shocker that Evan Ingram made the Pro Bowl for the Giants. He's terrible. Buckner, I see on all the lists. What about Ryan Tannehill? Why is he not a Pro Bowler?
Yeah. There's plenty to choose from that seem to be.
I would take Tannehill over Deshaun Watson this year. Wouldn't you?
Deshaun Watson was awful good.
Yeah, I know, but he hadn't been.
But, yeah.
I don't know. I guess he's been similar. But Tannehill, his goodness has got him, leading the division. Where does Watson's have them?
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley's got 1,200 receiving yards and 80 catches, and he's not in.
Yeah.
So,
and the NBA starts tonight. Who knew?
Well, what a matchup, though, right? We're going to get Kevin Durant against Steph Curry.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Golden State Warriors play at the Nets. Now, an awesome matchup in the second game, but yours truly will be, toes up by that point. Lakers and Clippers play the nightcap.
Oh.
So, I mean.
The Lakers appear to be, and ESPN has verified this, in a, quote, league of their own, or tier of their own.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Davis is going to be the MVP this year.
Yeah.
I think finally he's going to have his coming up party. Everyone's on Luka Doncic. There's some on Dame Lillard. I bet you Anthony Davis is that kind of – I think they're going to feed Anthony. I think Anthony Davis is going to have a 30-point a game season. I think LeBron is going to reward him for joining him in L.A. and set him up for an unbelievable statistical season. And the Lakers are going to be the best team.
Much like the power poll, which we'll have later today, I must scroll to the bottom tiers to find out where our teams are.
Well, mine is in the playing for the playoffs tier, friends.
Play in or bust.
Yeah.
7 to 9
That's
in the
correct.
East, 8 to 10 in the West. The Pacers, the Hawks, the Wizards are your. That's the
correct.
big area right there.
That's correct.
Huh?
Pacers kind of
Congratulations.
screwed a little bit there, aren't they? I mean, they were the 4 seed last year. Aren't they better than that?
They've got a new coach. What's his name?
It's like Bredzelinkalenkalix or something like.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's like a Russian sounding name.
At least you know.
Yeah.
I would have had a million.
Borjowski or something
Yeah.
like that. What is it?
Jorkren.
Jorkren.
Nate Jorkren.
There we go.
Unless you want to put that B. The B is silent, I'm going to guess.
But there is a B, right?
Bajorkren.
So I was kind of right. Bojakowski wasn't quite it.
Got it right there.
You know why I know that? Because I read that same column you're looking at. I would not have known before then, but hey, that's how you learn things.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
I still haven't found my chasing number 10. I guess
You got
that's
to keep scrolling, dog.
Yeah.
Well, they're the Bulls chasing number 10. Congrats.
We're in the
Pete.
mix, baby.
You know, the Hawks and Bulls.
Are we in a tier of our own? We might be. Hold on.
You know, the Hawks and the Bulls open against each other tomorrow night.
Well, it's a TEAR, Dan.
Oh, we get a participation ribbon.
Yeah, we
Knicks, the Cavs, the Pistons, and the
Nice.
Thunder.
Orange slices for the Knicks.
We get a participation. Listen, you guys, you dirty SO somethings.
Oh, dear.
Wow. No need to go
Maybe
there.
you didn't see the preseason and see what our new point guard Emmanuel Quickly was able to do, and what Obi Toppin is able to do, and how
Gonna ride the
improved
rookies.
R.J. Barrett is. And
Hey, rookie, get in the game.
you guys may be in for the shock of your lives.
Well,
okay,
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
And they got that Kevin Knox kid. He's been fantastic.
I don't need
coming
that.
at the top 10.
I don't need that. That's not cool. I mean, I think you guys and For us, it all starts tonight when we go to Indiana and shock the world. All right, let's take a break. We got Get Smart John. We'll do a little Tuesday trivia. How about that?
John had to back it up to today. He's delivering toys to all the good boys and girls starting tomorrow because tomorrow is actually Christmas Eve in some parts of the world.
Spoiler alert, they all get cologne.
He rubber legs all over the globe.
I don't care what day it is. I know we always like to give. What are we giving away today, my friend?
Spirit of Giving, once again, a selection from the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide. Going to get a coastal indoor golf package featuring 5 lessons and 3 hours of practice play. That's a $500 value. And
that's awesome.
You'll dine on us with $25 to Black Sheep, all part of the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide at 1010XL.com.
All right, let's do caller number 2 at 641-1010. Caller number 2.